Hey, it's the Alabama ambassador, your daddy's baby mama favorite country singer, Pynk Beard, and you are now tuned into Concrete Reality TV.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Concrete Reality TV, where we strive to know more and do more with what we know. If you would like to know more and do more with what you know, be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons on the bottom of the screen. I am Ephraim Acapella.
And I'm OG2. Give me my motherfucking theme music.
Concrete Reality.
Our special guest today is a Grammy Award-winning singer, songwriter, and musician whose artistry spans a variety of genres. What I admire about him most is that he is never afraid to break free of the chains of tradition and society that tries to define us. He is currently touring around the U.S. promoting a new project that showcases his Alabama country roots and also adds a new layer to his musical identity, always daring to be different. You know him as Sebastian Kole, but he has become more recently known as the country artist Pynk Beard. Let's give him a
He a bad motherfucker. He a bad motherfucker, goddamn. He a bad motherfucker. Yeah.
What up, yo? Sebastian, a.k.a. Pynk Beard.
Another day. Glad to be here, man. Glad to be here.
Man, so many big things going on with you. I don't even know where to start.
I'm going to start for you, Sebastian. Listen.
Okay.
So, E sent me the video of you the first time. He said, yo, you see this shit Sebastian doing? Because he know I love country music.
Yeah.
So he sent it to me, and I was like, oh, this motherfucker on fire, and he don't even know it yet.
Yep.
I said,
Yep.
So this I texted back, I said, E, this motherfucker with a Grammy for this shit. And he said,
Man.
I do agree. I said, the only way he don't win if they pigeonhole him. But so my first question to you, Sebastian, since we're going to start this off. I know in the song that you mentioned Dolomite.
I come from the edge of town, that's Dolomite, right off of 10 Mill.
Dolomite is in Jefferson County. There's probably 3,000, 1,100 people there. It's one of the most diverse counties in Alabama. And it was an incorporated city. How was it growing up in Dolomite and then being annexed by Birmingham to become part of their city? Because a lot of times incorporated cities have less resources than incorporated cities does.
That's true. Well, Dolomite, I mean, a lot of people in the Fairfield, Dolomite area, it's a couple again, it's annexed into Birmingham. So you'll be in Birmingham. If you're driving west, you'll drive out of Birmingham and through a little city called Fairfield. And then you keep driving, then you back in Birmingham in this little city or this little town called Dolomite, man. That's where my grandma and granddaddy lived, man. But Dolomite was kind of, a lot of people that lived out there worked at the steel plant. Like I talk about 10 Mill Road. 10 Mill Road, there's a real literal steel mill on 10 Mill Road. And so a lot of people who lived in Dolomite worked at the steel plant. My granddaddy being one of them, my daddy being one of them. So I spent a lot of time out in Dolomite, man. A lot of my cousins live out there. We consider ourselves part of Birmingham. I mean, we are part of Birmingham, you know what I'm saying? We're incorporated into Birmingham. But just a bunch of family folk, man, hood boogers figuring it out.
Was country music your staple growing up?
Okay. My great-granddaddy did not like country. Keep in mind, he's a product of the segregated South. But if there's one person that my granddaddy loved, Dolly Parton. He was a Dolly Parton fan through and through. That's probably the only thing you're going to hear him listening to, as a matter of fact. Growing up around that, Johnny Cash, things like that. But really, man, my roots come from like gospel, Southern gospel, and hip-hop and soul, and then country, right? You put all that together, and that's really like what kind of creates the sound that I go with. Because I think all of it's country music, right? I think country music is more of an umbrella, and because it's just the music that come from the country. Yeah, I say all the time, man, UGK make country music. A-Ball MJG make country music. Again, country and hip-hop, they have this one thread in common. I call them cousins, they're musical cousins, because both of those are just music that's just trying to tell you the story of where you're from. You know what I'm saying? Most important thing in a hip-hop artist is where's that man from? Where's that woman from? Same thing is true in country music. You're just trying to tell the story about where you live and using those influences to just kind of make a Creole kind of sound, a gumbo of sorts. My first album was called Soup, and it was for the same reason, a gumbo of different flavors that I was trying to put together. Sometimes, when you're developing something, it takes a little while, you know what I'm saying? So I'm glad to be able to come back, and I feel like I got a better mix of it now.
Did you always have this idea in the makings, even as you were an R&B artist and writer?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, my first album was not supposed to be R&B. It was supposed to be a country rap. Again, I called it Soup, and Soup stood for S-O, Southern, U, Urban, P, Pop. So I put it all together. It made Soup. And but it was supposed to initially be a country album, but I was signed to Motown at the time, and they just didn't really know what to do with that. So we made it a little bit more R&B. But if you go listen to the storytelling, the way I do melodies, yada yada yada, it's just a country album. It just the production was a little different because at the time they just didn't know what to do. And shout out to Motown for that, but they just didn't know what to do with a country artist at that time. But yeah, this has always been my goal.
We know that you are a Grammy Award winning writer for other people, right?
Yeah.
So tell me how your voice, as you writing these songs for yourself and being in front of audience who don't really know your background and who you really are, how does that songwriting affect how you write songs for yourself?
One, I performed. I came up as a performer, right? I didn't even know that songwriting was a job that you could do for other people. Coming up, I just thought people who sung songs wrote them, right? And so I started out as a performer. Again, being at church, being in the clubs around town. That's just what I did. You know what I'm saying? But I think I learned a lot. From moving to LA and just learning like the structure of songs and what makes songs work and what does it mean to have a hit record? Like, what does that feel like? And so I tried to use all those things in this project. A quick story. When Frankie Beverly died a couple months ago, it really hit me like a ton of bricks, man, because I hadn't seen Frankie perform probably seen him perform 7-8 times in my life. And not one time was it on purpose, right? He just happened to be everywhere I was, right? Because if there's one thing about Frankie Beverly, he was going to be on the road, right? And every time I saw him, he would come out, had a mic, "You make me happy," point that mic out, and he wouldn't have to sing another word for the rest of the night, right? Because that's the only way you can make it doing 300 nights a year for 40 years, right?
Yeah.
Your neck can't support all that. You get what I'm saying? This is a muscle, you'll tear it up, right? But I realized when he passed that Frankie Beverly had the perfect job. He was the most expensive mic stand in the world. He was just gonna come hold a mic and get paid to do that. But that's because he figured out what the people would repeat, how they would repeat it, the simple melodies that they would catch along and sing along with, right? And it was like, okay, that is what I need. I need that. I need those kinds of melodies. I need those kinds of stories, right? I need to do that, right? And I really, when you think about it, any concert you go to, a part of it you want to hear the person on stage, but really you didn't go to the concert to hear the person on stage. You went there to sing to the person on the stage. I don't want to come just hear you sing. You know what I'm saying? I want to get involved. You know what I'm saying? Like, I dress up, I put this outfit
I want
on.
you to sing along.
See me,
Yeah.
So that's the goal in all of this, man. That's what I learned, as a songwriter, is to try to involve the people. You know what I'm saying? Give them something that they can sing along to. Give them something that they can dance to. Yeah, that's what I learned.
So would you say that your music is more like call and response, like you in church?
There's a lot of that.
Yeah.
Like an old Baptist church. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of call and response, a lot of background O's and R's, a lot of things that just, I try to write the melodies to where the part, what part of the song we're going to. No real surprises here musically. And I try to use that simple backdrop. My producer friend that produced most of this stuff, his name's Oak. And he has this little saying about, if you were God and you were trying to make a zebra, would you start with a horse and just paint stripes on it? Or would you make a whole new animal? And the answer to that is,
I'm gonna start with the horse and paint stripes on it. Yeah, hell yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what I was trying to do with this project. Take simple stuff that you already know, right? And paint some stripes on it. Add a little stuff that you might you know what I'm saying? So that my words had a place to live, so that people could pay attention more to what I was saying than paying attention to all the stuff that was going on in the background, right? So simple melodies, big sing-along choruses, so that you have time to process, okay, that man said this. He's saying that. And those are just the stripes on the horse. Yeah, that's what I've been going for.
Yeah.
So with the production, because I wanted to know about that, you said you have a producer that helped you out to try to get that vision and to fix form.
I worked with 3 producers on the whole album, but I Live was produced by a guy named Jeff Giddy, and Jeff is a Grammy Award winning producer. He's produced a lot of big stuff. He's produced for her, and you name him, man, he'd probably produce for him. I can't even think of all the people. Just trust me, Jeff Giddy, look him up, Gitty. Good friend of mine, been knowing him for years. And when I called him, I was like, bro, I got this idea, and I just know that you'll be able to help me bring it to life. Went out by his house, sung him the song, he loved it. So he started laying down the guitars and stuff, and boom, that's how I Live came about. Oak Felder, who produced most of the stuff that you're gonna hear, a good friend of mine, we've been working together since the Let's Say a Car project. That's how we met. He produced all that stuff that you remember from her, the Here's and the Scars to Your Beautifuls and all that stuff. He produced that. And so we've been working together ever since, man. A good friend of mine. And when he was actually one of the reasons that I even started to do this, because I had a few songs that I had been kind of working on, but I was really writing them to give them to somebody else. And but every time I sent them to somebody, they'd be like, hey, who's that singing? I'd be like, oh, that's me. They'd be like, oh, you should do that. You should keep it yourself. I quit smoking, right? I smoked for years, right? And last April, I quit, right? I hadn't smoked anything since April. So over time, my voice was just healing, right? And you don't really recognize that. You just another day. I didn't smoke today. But over time, my voice was just healing. And so by September, I was singing again. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, okay.
It's back.
That's what I sound like. Yeah. So that's been great for me, man. Being able to get out and just sing, man, and just, use my voice in different ways. That's been a good time. So, yeah, but shout out to the producers that helped me bring it to life. Because a lot of this stuff I was just writing at home or writing in my car.
So you got the Chris Stapleton treatment. So Chris Stapleton was sending songs out to people. And they was like, who that motherfucker singing? And he was like, me. He said, oh, no, we ain't gonna sing that shit because you sung it better than I can sing it. That's what he got. Because that means he a bad motherfucker, ladies and gentlemen. That's what he is. So that song, when you said that you taking the plastic off the money, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What's the name of that goddamn song that you throwing dollars and strippers in the country song? That's all I want to know.
Too Rich for My Blood, man. It's called Too Rich for My Blood.
That's the shit off the... Hey, them lyrics to that song, I was like, I feel that, goddamn, because I'm going to the strip club tomorrow.
Hey, you know what I'm trying to tell you? Like a lot of times I think, when we think about country or being in the country or being country boys or whatever, or country music specifically, it's very much about like, your trucks and your guns and your beer and, blah, 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 blah. But man, it's a lot of things that go on in the country, and the strip club is a big part of it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. I know.
It's an urban epicenter. You know what I'm saying?
Hallelujah.
Yeah,
I call it therapy. Hallelujah.
I want to shout out all the therapists out there. You understand?
Hallelujah.
Boy,
you dig?
So I want to know, and I know you told this story before, but I got to get it for our podcast record.
Yeah.
How did you come up with the name Pynk Beard? And then when did you decide to go and coincide your beard to be pink as well with the name?
Well, actually, the beard came first.
Beard came first.
Beard came first. And I decided to dye my beard back in July. It was July the 13th. Because I was hosting a birthday party for a friend of mine, and her pastors, she got these twin brother pastors, and they came in and they had this color in their hair. They do fashion as well, but and I was like, man, I really like that color. If I had any hair on my head, I'd dye my hair that color. And they were like, you do got hair, bro. It's just on your face. And I was like, don't try me, because I will. You know what I'm saying? And so I talked about it for a minute. I was telling people, man, I'm going to dye my beard pink. And they was like, what? I was like, yeah, I'm going to dye my beard pink. I'm going to call myself Pynk Beard. And of course, the name just kind of went with the beard, because I figured if I dye my beard pink, when I walk into a room with people, they're going to call me Pynk Beard, right? Like first time I went to get it re-dyed, my brother recolored it back in January. And when I walked in, nobody, this is my brother's shop. I hadn't been in my brother's shop in years. And first lady in there said, all right then, Pynk Beard. See, you know what I'm saying? Like, right. She didn't know that was my name, but that was what she was going to call me anyway. So I just I'm just going to go with Pynk Beard.
Now, wait, we got to dig into this, because I be looking online. I follow your ass. So,
I follow his ass too.
You come up with this idea of being Pynk Beard, and you're announcing, hey, I'm going to start hitting my country roots. Everybody didn't take to that. And the first thing that people started saying was, you a Negro with a pink beard. Is this going to promote the idea that you're gay?
That's what they said in the comments. I read them too. And I was like, what the fuck y'all talking about?
Let me say this, man. Let me say this. First and foremost, shout out to all my LGBTQIA brothers, sisters, and non-binary relatives. Shout out to them. My sisters are legend, right? But the fact or the idea that a color means asexuality is crazy. First and foremost, pink used to be the boy color, right? If you had a baby boy in the early 1900s, you wrapped them in pink.
I remember that.
Colors are just colors, man. They're just colors. This was under this, my beard is salt and pepper.
Like mine.
Yeah. And ain't nothing wrong with having a salt and pepper beard either, right?
No, not at all. They love it.
It's distinct, right? But I just wanted to do something different, man. I just wanted to do something different. And I've always liked colors. Back, I used to have dreads. I used to keep colors in my dreads, man. They was blue and purple. At one point, they were pink and red. I like colors, man. I like colors. It's a call to get to know the man you beside. Don't judge none of this, right? You don't know me till you know me. Get to know me.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Get to know me. Hear what I'm about. Don't judge the book by its cover. Hell, or judge it if you like, but please respect the fact that I'm handsome. You get what I'm saying?
Hey, I was telling E about something that you said on Instagram that you inboxed your dream girl, and she said, "Yeah, that shit. Go ahead, tell that shit.
I remember you did.
Tell that shit. Tell what you said."
What I said was, this go out to all the haters out there who thought I'd never find love. I want you to know that I inboxed the girl of my dreams 3 years ago, and I asked her on a date. And yesterday, I asked that same woman to marry me. She said no both times. Good call, haters. Good call. You know what I'm saying? But that was a joke. That was a joke.
It's beautiful.
Oh boy.
I thought that was funny. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I did too.
Stuff too serious, man. You know,
I thought that shit was hilarious. That shit was hilarious, man.
People don't play with marriage for some reason, but I'd be like, man, you can't play about marriage, man. I thought you were serious. I'd be like,
man, yes, I can, bro. Smile a little bit. God damn. Like, what we need right now, or what I need, let me not even talk about what everybody else needs, but what I need right now, bro, man, I need a smile, man. I need a smile. Bro, it's so much stuff out here that's going on that you turn on the news and it's just the world crazy, bro. And I just sometimes you just need to take a break from that and smile. And remember what I said this other day, and I meant it. Every day I wake up and I look around my house for three things: my keys, a smile for myself, and a smile to get to somebody else. Every morning, I probably done misplaced my keys, so it take me a long time to find them.
Me too. Me too.
Getting old.
Right now, I don't even know I don't know where my car keys at right now because I just got home. I ain't drove in a month. I don't know where my car keys at.
They need to get the clapper for that. They need to go ahead and
they do.
The keys and you
I'm gonna throw an air tag on mine, bro. I've been saying it. Throw an air tag on. A smile for myself and a smile to give to somebody else, man. And I mean that because it's free to give a smile. It's free, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes it's hard to have one. And one of my moves in this is that, as one of my acts of rebellion, I'm gonna show y'all all 32 of my teeth, bro. I'm finna smile and have the time of my life, man. Why not?
Yep.
Why not? You know what I'm saying? That don't mean I ain't gonna get the work done. That don't mean I don't care. You get what I'm saying? That don't mean that I'm oblivious. I know what's happening in the world. I know what needs to be done. But man, I'm gonna do what I need to do, and I'm gonna smile the whole time. That's what I like about this whole line dance thing that's going on, these trail rides. Everybody the world coming again. Y'all like that? Yes, we are trail dance.
We gonna rock this motherfucker till the wheels fall off. Yes,
fall off, and we still gonna go to work Monday. We still gonna get the shit done, but we gonna do it with some joy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna do that with some joy. I'm gonna do that with a smile on my face. I'm gonna do that with some enthusiasm. I'm gonna do that with something to look forward to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because we get so militant sometimes. And there's nothing wrong with militants per se. But man, that don't mean you got to be mad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard you on the podcast tell the story about the British and the archers. Tell the story. No, he missed it. Tell the story so he can know what we talking about.
When the French and the British had their war, man, the French had really good archers. Right, they were really good with the bow and arrows, you know what I'm saying? And so when the British would catch them, a lot of times they would cut off their pointer fingers because that's the finger that you use for your archery, right? But the French learned how to shoot using their middle finger, and so when they would hit them from a distance, hit him with that, right? In other words, you can't stop me. You know what I'm saying? You can't stop me. You know what I'm saying? That's where that come from. That's why that's the big defiance. That's the defiance. And that's what showing my 32 teeth is. It's just, you know what I'm saying? It's really just a fuck you. Like, I can't be stopped, man. Do all that
That's
talking
good.
y'all want to do, bro.
I think that's the best part about this, because what I got from you when I saw you come out as Pynk Beard, at first I was like, is he serious? And then when I heard the music, I still was like, is he serious? Because when you joke, your joke singing still sound good. So I didn't know whether to take it seriously, and then you be like, I got your ass.
Gotcha, bitch.
Gotcha, bitch. Yeah.
But when I found out you was legit, hey, okay, this is what he's really doing, I started listening to country music more, because I dibbled and dabbed because of, Gillum, OG too. He keep me on my country stuff, but with yours, I ain't have to be nurtured into it. Soon as I heard it, it said, bam, this shit's good.
So the crazy part about it is this. He sent me all 4 songs that you posted like I didn't see it. And he was like, yo, dog. He's like, yo, bro, this shit live. I was like, I know, I already heard it. Like I reposted your shit before it even hit the goddamn thing. I was like, yo, Sebastian, stop bullshit and drop that goddamn single. You remember I posted that shit? I tagged you.
I saw that.
I was like, stop bullshit, Sebastian. You playing? Drop that shit.
I was in a situation where I was trying to make sure that I had the right resources to drop it, and I had the right team behind it so that I could get it going.
We was talking about that. We had this conversation between ourselves because we did music back in the day, so we had this. I say, if he got the right team. And he was like, yeah, I don't know. But if he got the right team, I say, he gonna win a goddamn Grammy. And I said, all I need him to say that we the first say that you gonna win a Grammy. You get shout out Concrete Reality TV on live TV because we said the shit. We said it. Yeah. Grammy artist, goddamn Pynk Beard, goddamn it. New artist of the year. I'm saying it right now, goddamn it. I'm saying it. New artist of the year.
I love it. Yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to get on the Grammy stage. It's a lot of work to be nominated. And I knew, even when I told my manager, I was like, I think I want to do this artist thing. He's like, man, it's a lot of work that come with that, and it really is. It's a lot of work, man. Trust me, it's a lot in front of me. But I'm excited about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited about the love I've been getting just off the internet. Just literally, man. Like, I started this off. I had 29,000 followers on TikTok and like 22,000 on Instagram. I had maybe 10,000 on Facebook. Now I'm up to 185,000 on TikTok. 87,000, I think, 89,000 on Instagram, and like 55 on Facebook. Right.
Listen, the music speaks for itself.
Man, I appreciate that, man. Like, I appreciate the love that people have been showing me, man. Just from all over. People been really getting behind it, man. They've been hitting that like and repost button, and I'm forever grateful, man. Like, in real life, I'm forever grateful. I tell people, man, dyeing my beard pink was probably the best dumb decision I ever made in my life.
So you got another song that you got these girls dancing behind you on the bridge.
Well, she smoked in California, that ass from Alabama, and she wanna go shopping and get crab legs in Atlanta, and nobody say Miami, but I say that don't matter, cause she dressed like a city girl and cooked just like my grandma, and she ain't from Tennessee, but she attending my eyes, and she mine, Lord willing, and the river don't rise. Call her Monday.
That was called Mine, Lord Willing, and that's the next single. Y'all actually the first place I'm announcing that. The next single is Mine, Lord Willing. So I'm starting to change gears to get into that. You know what I'm saying? Literally just had a discussion about shooting a music video for that.
Well, it looks like you already got a goddamn video for it.
Nah, that's a visualizer, man. I got to shoot a real video for it. So I'm gonna shoot a real video for it, man. Really do a proper rollout for it. I'm literally just getting my gears turning for that right now. Had the first discussion about it today. Hopefully it'll be out before July the 4th. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you let me know if you shoot the video on the app. Come and make a goddamn cameo. I'm gonna be in that bitch with my cowboy hat and my boots and my cigars. I'm coming.
All right, we got
it. So I'm curious about the music scene as far as the production. You do all of those live instruments. Did you handpick the band, or did your producer do everything with picking out the musicians?
Okay, so Oak produced mine, Lord willing. Some of the stuff I played, some of the stuff he played, some of the stuff the other right, like just whatever makes it sound right. You know what I'm saying? So but Oak had some producers that signed to him, named the Orphanage. They played a lot of the guitars and stuff, and then we found the guy up in Oregon that does the pedal steel, so we sent it off to him to do that. I just added some banjo to a song. I sent it to South Carolina to get banjo man Steve Ray on that. You know what I'm saying? And just find the people who are excited about being a part of. I got a song called Shotgun Wedding that my man Sam Sumser did down in Tennessee for me, down in Nashville. So you just looking for people who get the feel, who have that feeling and that want to rock out with you.
So the next step for you to be like ultra famous, you got to have a white boy on the song with you. I'm just saying.
He said you got to put a white boy on there.
I'm just saying because what happens is you cross over with the white boy on the song. I'm just being honest. So if you look at all the black country artists, Shabuji, Morgan Wallen was on like 3 or 4 rap songs and all that stuff crossover. You got to find you one who coming up hot. And y'all do some stuff together, and then you might not talk to us no more.
Oddly enough, man, you say that. I specifically, on purpose, have pointed this music towards my country adjacent black folk.
Yeah,
not avoiding.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not avoiding white people, not at all. But I wanted to do something that felt like home. Like even just said, he wasn't really on country music like that, but he heard this, and it felt like, oh, I can do that, right? Mm-hmm. It felt like my first concert in Birmingham, bro. I had 600 people come out, almost 600 people come out, and we talking, man. Birmingham is a city, bro. Like Birmingham is like we try to, we're Southern, you know what I'm saying? We try not to be country, you know what I'm saying?
You country Southern at the same time.
Yeah. Man, we had gangsters out there in cowboy boots, and that's the point.
Oh wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like it.
I'm trying to make that, but I'm totally down to work with whoever down to work. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to make sure that before I go trying to cross over, it's so important that you build home first, man. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Cross over. I want y'all to know, hey man, he not leaving us. He taking us somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like I am who I am, and I'm always gonna be who I'm gonna be. You feel me? But so when the time comes and it's the right time and it's the right opportunity and it's the right artist and it's the right song, then it's like, okay, now let's try to make that bridge. Let's cross over. But I ain't in no hurry to cross over, man. I love where I am right now. You know what I'm saying? I love what I'm doing right now. And if the opportunity presents itself and it's the right opportunity, you get what I'm saying? Because one thing I never do is sell my soul, man. And I don't mean that in no spiritual way. I mean that in like just the heart of who I am. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The man that I am. It's bigger than money. This is bigger than money for me. This is way bigger than money. Right.
Well, the crazy thing is you're in a great space right now because all those guys are like right in the pocket of Southern Black country music. It's a beautiful thing, man. And I've always been a country music fan, from George Strait to Willie Nelson to Charlie Pride. So, it's been a beautiful thing. I love it, man. I love the shit you're doing. And it's hot. It's hot.
I appreciate it.
I'm waiting for the album drop so I can just play it. Look, I play your single about 100 times a day. It's on repeat. Boop, boop.
I got this little saying. It says that the stars are only as bright as the sky will allow, And right now I'm building the sky. You get what I'm saying? I'm trying to build an early friendship base. I only call it a fan base, but an early friend base that are people like you who say, okay, I want your album, right? Because dropping an album these days, if you drop it and don't nobody know it, what did you do?
I think that we have to do more of that so people can catch on to what you're doing so your fan base grow. I think it's important because support is free.
Absolutely. But only support what you like. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the things that I think artists get wrong out here is a lot of times artists come out and they be like, man, don't nobody support me. Y'all won't hit like, y'all won't hit follow, blah, 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 blah. And really all feedback is good feedback, even if it's not feedback. Like even if they saying nothing, then what that lets me know is, okay, I need to work on how I'm presenting it. I have to earn that like. I have to earn that share. Don't share it just because it's me. Share it because you like it. Share it because you're really into it. Because if you just share it because it's me, it don't have no traction. It ain't no heart in it. But if you share it because it's something that you're really into, then okay, people who are into it like you are gonna find it. They're gonna gravitate to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but I do appreciate. Let me not say don't share it. Please share it. But share what you like. You know what I'm saying? Share what you really like.
So with the actual genre, it's a lot of baggage to what you're doing. And it's been kind of exposed, I guess, since Beyonce came out with her country album, where there is a lot of racism that takes us back to being excluded even from the genre of country music on purpose, even though we can be called the pioneers of it, because it can be said that it originated from a lot of our Southern soul spiritual music. But have you experienced being excluded because you're Black and trying to be a country artist through your journey?
Not from country music proper. You know, it's some people. There are always going to be some people who don't like what you're doing or who bring up. I had a guy, you know, you don't sound good singing country because you're Black. I had a guy really say that to me. But whatever, man. Like, listen. It's only 2 songs that'll ever exist in the world: the laughing song and the crying song, and we all sing them, right? Them the 2 songs that we come here singing, laughing and crying. And some people laugh like this, some people cry like this, but it's just them 2 songs. I'm actually performing at CMA Fest, right, in June. You know what I'm saying? So country music proper has said, hey, come on, right? Now, not that every country listener is going to say that, right? But I haven't experienced that. And I hope never to experience it. But if I never win a CMA, that's okay too. I'm not doing this for the trophies.
You're gonna win that too. Yeah.
But I'm doing it for the impact. I'm doing it for the kids. Man, I see these videos of these little kids dancing my song, man. It just do something for my heart. I'm doing it for the people who want to express themselves in that way and haven't seen an opportunity. I'm doing it more for that than I ever am about. You know, and I got white people that support it. I got Black people that support it. You know, but it's always going to be somebody. You know what I'm saying? Even Black people. You ain't supposed to be saying, whatever, man. Like, I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this. If you don't like it, don't listen to it. I'm going to do this.
So the crazy thing about it is that Shabuji opened the door. Actually, Charlie Pride opened the door, and Shabuji kicked that motherfucker down with the bar song.
Well, sometimes I think we skip over the fact that Lil Nas X's first song, Old Town Road.
You're right. I apologize. Lil Nas X was a banger. Actually, Nelly before that. And Tim McGraw. Yeah, before that. Yeah, yes.
When you think about it, bro, I tell people this all the time. Picture this. The 2 biggest songs in all of recorded music, and I mean, hands down, this is not up for debate. It's objectively true. The songs that were #1 in the Hot 100 for the longest amount of time, they both had 19 weeks at #1. No song has ever had more than that, okay? Were Old Town Road by Lil Nas X and Shabuzi, a bar song. Those are the 2 biggest songs to have ever existed. Okay.
Yes.
Which means that there's something to a little Black boy singing country music. There's something.
It's a lot to it. A lot to
that, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you're right. They every time somebody get out there and they really get that, you like, man, it's something. I like that. I can't put my hands on why I like it, but I like it, right? But it's because, man, again, most of us live in the South. Most of us live in the Southeast. Right. So most of us have that commonality. And not all of us live in the city. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of us do live in Atlanta or, the big the Nashville's, but man, most of us live in Lochapoka and, hot coffee and Parliament. And all of us ain't in the projects or in the inner city. You get what I'm saying? And so, and even if you are in the big cities, you still know. You done been fishing with your granddad or something, bro. You done went 4-wheeling. We from the country, bro. We
got country roots. We got country roots. Yeah.
So that's what I do it for me.
So we're from Houston. Everything, as far as the boots, the rodeos, the trail rides, the cowboy
hats,
and going to the country, hauling hay, all that. It was, I think, as Southerners, especially being Black folks from the South, we have it in us. But it's always been told to us that you're not supposed to like this or do this because you're Black. Black people don't do country. Man. Even though we listen to it and be like, it's something that resonates with me with that.
Well, you got to realize too, E, that the Cowboys was originally black.
Yeah, it was a derogatory term, as a matter of fact.
Right? It was.
But the black cowhands, they call them cowboys because you call black men boys, right? But that being said, again, man, like America has a problem with race, right?
Yes,
problem with race, and it's a couple ways to address it. You got to address it head on, but I say this: the lion is never concerned with the opinions of the sheep. And you are never really free until you are not concerned with the opinion of your oppressor. I mean that. And I'm free.
I like that.
I couldn't care less about some people who tell me what I can and can't do. I don't care nothing about that, man. If I cared about that, I wouldn't be here. I'm going to do what's good for my folk. I'm going to do what's good for my soul. Like what's good for me and what's good for the people around me. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that trumps anything. Doing what's good, being a good person, right? Being genuine, being yourself, being authentic. And people are attracted to that. Right? Of course, there's always going to be a hater, but I don't do this for the haters, right? I don't do this for the haters. I do this for the people who love it.
I love it. So I tell E all the time that country music is just rhythm and blues. From B.B. King, from Smokestacks, because they were singing country music. And they were singing about where they were from. So that's the rhythm of country music. Yeah. And then them boys out in the sticks, they were singing the same thing.
But music, when you think about it, bro, like music, like anything in the world, any part of culture, it's a blur, right? Like you from Houston. If you go to Dallas has something in common with Houston. It ain't the same, but you can see the similarities. Right? It ain't so far removed, right? And if you keep going from Houston over to Louisiana, if you go to New Orleans, it ain't like Houston, but it is something you recognize, right? It ain't tall, it's a bit more French. Okay, all right. They got a little different accent, but the food you can understand, the seafood obsessions you can understand. It's something. There's a commonality, and so it's some people who do theirs a little slower, and we call it the blues. You speed it up a little bit, give it a little more rhythm, you call it country. Right? It's the same thing. It's the same guitar players, right? Yep. Right. Just up there, they sing it a little faster. Down here, they sing it a little slower. Over there, they might sing it with a different little drum beat. But it's the same stuff. I named this project Sugar and Salt. And I tell this story all the time, but it's really pertinent. I eat my grits with salt. I know some folk that eat their grits with sugar.
I do too.
The sugar folk think the salt folk crazy. And salt folk think the sugar folk are crazy because they are. But anyway. But
I agree. I think grits should be savory. But that's a whole other story.
I came up with them, right? When you think about it, sugar or salt, we still two country grit eating sons of bitches, bro. Right?
Yeah.
We country as hell, bro. We sitting around eating grits, right? And sometimes we get so caught up in what you top the grits with that you forget that we still just eating grits. It's just grits, right? Grits. And that's how I feel about country music, right? Like, bro, I'm going to top mine with a little bit of, I got a little slang that's a little different from yours. You know what I'm saying? You're going to say yours a little different than I would say mine. Okay, you put sugar on your grits, I'll put salt on mine. It's still grits. It's still grits, bro. It's still grits, right? And shout out to those people who do it that way, and they can think I'm crazy for not. But I'm going to make my grits the way I know how to eat them, the way the folk around me eat them, right? And if you ever like to try them, try them. And if you don't like it, that's cool, right? I'm not going to change the way I do it because you don't like it. I got to eat this. You know what I'm saying? Well, I got to eat this.
I don't really give a fuck if you don't like it.
I'm looking for you.
Because what you eat don't make me shit all day long.
You stupid.
I ain't never ate a bowl of grits that made you shit.
Made you
shit. Not one time.
Well, look, man, we appreciate you coming on, man. Like I said at the beginning, dare to be different. Man, I appreciate what you're doing. I look forward to all of the upcoming concerts, all of the
I'm excited
coming out, the album, man. I'm ready because I'm really, really impressed with what you're doing so far. So again, we thank you for coming on Concrete Reality TV. Everyone, be sure to do your job. Like, subscribe, share. I ain't saying you got to because it's just us, like we said earlier. But hey, if you're feeling this, man, hit that like button. Share it. All right. I'm a stone cold beast. As you can see, I was raised in the streets. I ain't got a whole lot of partners with me. 'Cause I know them boys don't want no
Concrete Reality.